Yes, sir. All right. Anyway. All right. Look at this light that I got on my face. I'm glowing.
It's yeah, you look somehow like you're in 1978.
I am in 1978, just like my football team, dog. All right. Anyway. So here we are, week one. Some of us did better than others. Most of us here did not do well. We're just trying to finish ahead of Cody so we can talk shit about that. That's all we're trying to do, folks. That's all we're ever trying to do, really.
And that's
Other,
why you perennially come in third and fourth place. You got to
you know
raise your
what?
standards,
Because
dude.
I personally come in first and second.
No, we finished in front of him last year. He did not do that last
Right
year.
behind me.
You know it. You're here. Nope. Was in the championship. You were not. Get out of here. He's gone. He's out of here. All right. Well, anyway, so pretty
Loser.
interesting week one around the league. A lot of good games. A lot of games coming out to the wire. Could not really have asked for a better week one in terms of entertainment value. I think that was pretty high. The Thursday night game was fire. Friday night game was fire. We had the Colts and Texans going down to the wire. Bills and Cardinals going down to the wire. Miami, Jacksonville going down to the wire.
Sunday night prime time,
Detroit
Goff,
Rams.
Stafford, overtime, baby.
We got a great game going tonight. I mean, how do you get better than that? You know, half the games
They did well for week one.
They did.
Yeah, nobody was gonna watch the shit fest in New England or in Cincinnati or the
Unless your name is Neil Dundas.
Yeah, you know, you get a win off a perennially underperforming Bengals team that never shows up in the first quarter of the season and then figures it out if they're going to be good or not. They've just had a knack for doing that. It's been like 4 years now where they do
Cincinnati starts 0-1 or 0-2 every year.
every year.
Mhm.
Every
What is that?
year. I don't know, dude, but they do. They're not ready to go.
Well, I think this year it's not having T. Higgins and getting rid of Joe Mixon without replacing him with anything worth a shit.
Yeah, Zach Moss ain't great. I told you. But anyway, let's get into some matchups. Let's break them down. We'll talk about the games while we're doing that. I think if we're talking a little bit of news, I guess before we do that, there were some big injuries. I think everybody's aware of them from the group thread, right? Jordan Love probably out a minimum of 2 weeks. Could be up to 4 weeks. That's what they're saying right now. Quarterbacks do tend to come back a little bit earlier because they don't necessarily have to be as mobile as a running back or wide receiver would go. I mean, Cody, you can dream that he's gone for 10 weeks. It ain't happening. But anyway, that's a big one. You had a few other guys get injured
Puka.
as well.
That's the other one that stands out to me is
Puka
Puka.
big news.
Yeah,
The
that's
first
a
rounder.
round pick. Yeah.
Hitting the IR.
Christian McCaffrey not playing tonight. I mean, there you go. He
Huge.
lost the game.
The
right
101.
They also said that he may not be playing next week's game. They've already kind of put a question mark on that one.
Who said what? That about
reports before this game said that he's
Oh, you mean
just
McCaffrey?
yeah McCaffrey could miss their game against Minnesota this
Oh,
Sunday.
Strozzi's bad team just got way worse.
And Brant's
Telling
might have a
Telling
free Jordan Mason for a couple weeks.
Which is a
Didn't
big
swamp
deal.
ass
Big
Jake
deal.
get beat by like 100 this week or something?
Yeah, he needed about 100 points from CMC.
Oh
to win
man. Oh geez.
and he got ruled out an hour.
Man,
before
what a
the kickoff.
swampy bitch.
It hurts bad. Lowest
He has
score
the
of week.
worst luck in these Battle of the Jakes, man.
Yeah, let's call it luck over and
You know,
over again.
There was a lot of low scores. There was a lot of low
Jake
scores.
Strozzi sucks.
There were a lot of low scores around our fantasy league this week. A lot of one-sided matchups.
I had one touchdown in my entire roster when Jake had 12.
I had
12.
one touchdown until Jaden Daniels got on the field, and boy, do we love Jaden Daniels. But
I feel like there's a lot of promise though.
I feel that way too about my.
I'm not even bummed.
But
That's a good. So you can sleep tonight. It'll take a couple weeks before that fear really seeps in.
You know why I can sleep?
because his name's Jameson Williams.
Deep J-Mo.
Yeah.
The guy you
J-Mo's
let rot
coming.
on your bench this week. You had 4 receivers.
You
liked better
weren't
than
gonna
him.
start him week 1. You weren't gonna start him.
You
week
weren't
1.
gonna start him week 1.
Well, yeah, because I've got so much depth.
I would have started him. But anyway, now here's the deal, folks. Let's break down some matchups. I got mine up first. Do we want to do that one? That's
course
how
you
it
do.
goes.
Of course.
Yeah, let's
why
shit
not?
on your
Let's go
team
to the
for a
upwards.
minute.
Yeah, let's
Don't
go
put
ahead.
your-
So, number one, the only thing that worked out for me this week was we did make a good swap of defenses. That was a good call, getting the Eagles out of there, putting the Chargers in. We like that. Jaden Daniels looks for real. That guy looks as mobile as Lamar Jackson back there. The way he moves, the way he takes off and runs, the way he wiggles. I like it. He's got to get a little bit more accurate in the passing game. He's got to find his number one wide receiver a little bit more.
He's got to get a little bit bigger because a big difference of him and Lamar Jackson is just their physical size. One of those men is going to break sooner than the other.
Well, I think Jay Daniels is a bigger guy than Lamar Jackson. For sure. He? I think so. Very much so.
Is that real?
He weighs more. I think he weighs more.
He looked so small when I was watching him. Why is that?
Taller. He's much taller than Lamar is.
6'4", anyway, 210 according to his stat sheet.
Yeah. Lamar's like 205, man. I think they're close, but Lamar is a taller. I mean,
I didn't realize Jane Daniels was so fucking tall.
He's a big guy.
Jesus, that's weird. So he's got the frame for it.
Yeah, didn't really mind what I saw out of him throwing the ball. I just felt like in that game, Baker and that offense played so well. Baker was so in control of that offense. They kept the ball for long periods of time. You didn't really get to see Jaden Daniels be on the field as much as he could have been because of how well Baker was playing. So I think that's part of the story of that game. Overall, I like it. I like what I'm seeing out of Breece Hall tonight. The biggest question mark on my team is, can we please, for the love of God, Arizona, remember that we took a wide receiver number 4 overall, and when he's standing alone in the end zone, when you can win the
game-winning touchdown,
let's look at the number 1 wide receiver on the field. You stupid bitch, Kyler Murray. You stupid bitch.
Ooh.
Okay, that would have put this game within target. You should have.
You know it's extra bad because the defense didn't even have to cue on the receiver because they knew he wasn't going to look at him.
You should have heard the words coming out of my mouth when
they
showed that
the internet
replay.
Wants to know about that.
And he was 20 yards away from anyone.
I bet they were slightly homoerotic.
Kyler Murray had time. They were not, sir. They were strictly heterosexual. Okay. Anyway, here's the thing. The rest of it, whatever.
Patrick's asshole was definitely one of the characters in that.
Well,
there was a hypothetical third asshole that was unnamed.
Patrick's own asshole was one of the involvements.
The only other thing I liked on my team was Kyle Pitts. He was involved. Kirk Cousins was under duress all day long, but Kyle Pitts finally was a real target in that offense. If Kirk Cousins has time to throw the ball against a lesser pass rush, I think we're going to get some fun times out of Kyle Pitts. So,
yeah, I mean, out of the drafted tight ends, he was the highest scorer. The guys that beat him were Likely and Foster Moreau, and he did it with only 10 points. What a bummy tight end week it's been.
I mean, look at the top 7 tight ends.
For a tight end week.
Jury's out on Kittle right now, but number 1 tight end Sam Laporta, I guess he was okay. Number 2, Travis Kelce, down game. Number 3, Trey McBride.
Travis Kelce gonna sandbag. Travis Kelce gonna sandbag.
Mark Andrews does not exist with Isaiah Likely in the offense. Number 5, Dalton Kincaid hitting the goose egg button. Kyle Pitts throws up a 10 spot, and then we got George Kittle. We'll see what he does tonight. But yeah, man, the big time tight ends did not do it this week.
Well, we are about over halfway through the second quarter, and Kittle's only got 2 catches. So,
well, George Kittle just popped off a 30-yarder, Doug.
Oh, you got to make that 3 catches, though.
Yep. There it is. You guys had those 2 George Kittle this night. I'm like,
Captain Kittle.
Kittle gets one more catch. I'm 12 yards away from payday, boys.
I love George Kittle. Yeah, I'm going to get a George Kittle jersey. Anyway.
Do it.
Cool guy.
So that's my team. On the other side of the ball for Austin, Jalen Hurts kind of had a whatever game that he ended up winning. He did not look that good, in my opinion. Threw some bad.
He's not that good.
Alvin Kamara did exactly what we said he was going to do. He's going to volume his way to points, and that's what he did. DeAndre Swift was a bad pick, and he looked bad in a bad offense that got saved by an amazing defensive performance. That was also on this team that was part of me getting boathouse in this matchup. 26 points out of Chicago. Are you kidding me?
You almost outscored every single person on your roster.
Wild.
It's ridiculous.
But that just as wild, especially when you guys saw how dominant CeeDee Lamb was. I'm surprised CeeDee Lamb didn't have more points.
They didn't need him.
They didn't, and they turned it off. But
same reason Dak Prescott's numbers were pretty mad.
I thought they were going to show off a bit because he could not be covered.
Jordan Mason running hard right now. Yeah,
CeeDee
man,
Lamb looked unstoppable.
he looked
He
good.
did.
Steph,
He looks meatier than I remember him looking. Like he's got the same frame, but he's just yoked. Dude's got
put on-
buys and tries for days now.
did you not hear that he put on 15 pounds of muscle in the offseason?
I
If
did
I
hear
had, I
that,
forgot
but
about it.
like
Yeah.
I don't believe things like that usually
Well, it
Yeah.
looks like he did.
because you know what I mean. Like he's in the
He
best
did.
shape of his
He
life.
was kind of going
They're
through some
always in
guys.
the best shape of their life. Dog,
I
fuck
don't know,
off.
man. He looks pretty good to me.
He does though. He does. No, like the eye test is what it is.
We were happy about that because in my dynasty league, I was projected to outscore Todd by like 40 points. I got CeeDee Lamb. It's relevant. And everybody else.
Not in the fucking league that we're broadcasting
Yeah, dog.
this to.
I'm playing
Yeah,
Todd. It's
I'm
in the
sick
If you
of
run
it.
8 leagues, which some people do, you could
Sick of it.
hypothetically talk about every player. It
of
has
it.
to
Two
end
leagues.
somewhere.
I'm in
Yeah.
2 leagues.
Sick
Anyway.
of it.
Whatever, dude. So,
But yeah, talk
Stephon
about this
Diggs-
one. I think that Stephon Diggs pick starting to look a lot better.
No.
Maybe. Do you think he's a good trade high candidate?
Yes. That was exactly what I was going to say.
I want to hold. They wanted
No,
him,
dude.
and they gave it to him, and he
I mean, he's going to be
produced.
red zone looks, but like I didn't see a whole lot from him outside of that.
I don't see Stephon Diggs being a thing. I think he fell in the end zone twice, and that's why he had a good
And
run.
if he doesn't have those numbers, he's got a 7-point day, and nobody's really talking much about
I
him.
think
Exactly.
I think he's gonna have so many touchdowns.
I think
he's
with
gonna have so many
Mixon,
touchdowns.
they're showing some good things. There's just too many mouths to feed now for me to
Mixon-
really be that excited about him.
Mixon is the thing I'm the most excited about in Houston right now. 30 touches for 159 yards and a touchdown.
That's pretty good.
Let's go, Joe
pretty good.
Mixon.
That's pretty
Looked
good.
good.
Tied his career high for carries in that game. And every carry, he was finishing, lowering his pads, running over guys. He looked like Joe Mixon of old, man.
Mhm.
So love to see that. Outside of that, I mean, Jerome Ford scored a touchdown on my bench. There's not really much more to say. Austin, good job. Maybe
How do
we
you feel
get-
about Brian Robinson showing?
God
Sorry,
damn, I'm so pissed
Yeah.
about not having Brian Robinson on my team.
16
Brian
points
Robinson.
in the flex.
Brian Robinson's a great back. The only time Austin Eckler is getting on the field is when they're in a clear passing situation. And I will say, Austin Eckler had a few plays in that game where he looked nice. Broke a few tackles.
I didn't see much of that game. I'd have to see that to believe it.
He did. He had a few plays
Mhm.
where he got the ball, got hit, spun off, had good contact balance, ran for about 15 yards.
Okay.
So, maybe Austin
So
Eckler-
Washington to win the division. Yeah.
Yeah,
You heard it.
totally. No, I think Washington could sneak into a second place in that division.
Absolutely they could. Because
I think they
Philadelphia
could.
is garbage.
Philadelphia is garbage.
They
They
are.
need every call in the freaking world to win that.
You're
game.
right.
Stand by it.
It's
But
it's
they-
weird
but they
because like,
won
you,
that
you
game.
tell me I'm lying and then you see it and you're like, okay, I get it.
No, he's just on your side of the bias fence now because he got his team got beat by him this week.
Nah, dude. If you watch that last drive of that game, hey, when Jair Alexander got called for a hold on third down, where was the hold? Where was it?
Hey, we all know a game's not
I
made
didn't
by
get to
one
watch
play,
it.
Patrick.
Didn't
I didn't get
exist.
to
They
watch
say
it.
that in
I didn't
press
get to watch it.
conferences every week.
Bummed.
Didn't exist.
Hugely bummed.
Anyway, let's go to the next one to keep this moving because I want to watch the second half of this game.
Who you got?
We got Tyreek and Destroy versus the butthole reverse getting his own butthole wrecked wreckers.
By the roster he wanted.
I
Yeah.
said it was gonna be a good one.
It is a good one.
I said it was gonna be a
Victory.
good one. And
Two things
these
that
are the-
stick out the most to me because there's the obvious Tyreek Hill, but it's Cooper
Mhm.
Kupp on the back of the Puka News, return of the
Mhm.
Cup. Oh my God. And Anthony motherfucking Richardson.
Yeah, because that's what Anthony Richardson is.
He's inaccurate as hell, but if he lands one, it's going to be a 70-yard bomb. Yes, that's
He
what
had,
it was. That
he had
game.
9 completions and he got 212 yards and 2 tutties out of it.
And
Mhm.
a quarter of those yards were on one play to Alec Pierce. That was probably
Yeah.
one of the craziest throws I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he slipped.
And then
Yeah.
you had 56 yards on the ground with another touchdown that way.
Mhm. Yeah.
Woo.
Now,
That's what
here's
he's
the
made of.
problem. Here's the problem. He's still lowering his shoulder and trying to run over guys.
Not
That's
a
how he
problem.
got
He's
hurt.
bigger than everybody else.
It is a problem. That's
It
how
was
he
a
got
problem
hurt twice.
last year. That's why he missed
No.
time twice.
No.
You're
No,
on your mind.
he missed the most time last year
Okay.
because he fell into the end zone wrong on a scoring touchdown. He fucking banged his head.
If
and
you
got a
don't think those
concussion.
two things add up together to injure it to equal injuries, I think you're mistaken.
Yeah, let him lower his shoulder next week and let Quay Walker run through his chest
Quay-
and see what happens.
Quay Walker.
Quay Walker is a big hitter, dog.
You
He knows
Quay,
what's
dude.
up.
Quay.
Also, you watch Fred Warner run through that man when he's trying to lower his shoulder. You find out what
They don't
happens.
play the fucking Niners next week.
They will play the Niners at some point, maybe. I don't know.
Do they?
I don't know, dude. Get over it.
Then why say it?
There's other big linebackers in the league. Somebody's going to hit him. He's going to get hurt. Is the point.
There you go.
Jesus. Anyway, Tyreek Hill looks great after getting domestically abused on the highway before the game. Strange.
Weird.
Also, an
He
offensive
said
lineman
in
got
a
arrested,
presser he wants to be a cop once he retires.
Tyreek Hill, I was good for saying some crazy shit. Anyway, Todd's receivers outside of that didn't do much. You had a shit game out of Atlanta. Mike Evans looked as good as ever. Part of that big day for Baker. Had a really nice catch down the sideline, contested
It was beautiful.
catch, doing Mike Evans things. That's what he does. You know? Cooper Kupp had 21 targets. 21. It's insane. And then also the stat that I heard. Ooh, Sauce shaking up. Uh-oh. Oh, he's all right. He's all right. Okay, cool. Man, sorry, I had to pause. That's a big time player right there.
That nobody listening can see.
Whatever, dude.
Well, I mean, just walk them through it. That's all. You know,
Yeah.
maybe that, Wilson. Maybe yes and for the viewers. You know.
Yeah, I'm letting them know what's going on, dude. You know. Anyway, so Todd's got a good team, man. His team's getting better with
my
with
team.
Kupp being
Thanks,
the only
Todd.
thing.
Motherfucker.
Couple
Here's
of
the only
duds though.
I almost don't mind losing
London.
to the team that I was going to draft.
Mostert was a dud, but there's promise here. You can flex
Scary
in
dud.
You can flex in Austin Eckler, I think, and you could put Bucky Irving in there. Bucky Irving, got some run.
Bucky
man.
Irving, you could. Yeah,
he's like a younger Austin Eckler. The way,
but it does create some possible running back depth issues for Todd. And as the person who thinks he drafted the best team in the fucking league, him having some problems early would be cool.
Raheem Mostert, chest injury, non-participant in practice today too. So
interesting.
I think we're going to see a lot of Devon Achane.
Interesting.
And we saw a lot of Devon Achane in that game. He looked real good in the passing game.
Yeah.
Cody, what do you
like,
got? What do you got?
I like how involved so many of my players were. It's a bummer that they were all allergic to the end zone. It started with that Thursday night game. Zay Flowers ball just didn't find him. We would have had overtime. I would have got more Flowers than Rice because of it. But I got the production I did, and none of them saw an end zone. Outside of my scary, what am I going to do at tight end situation, I'm thinking we're going to get some touchdowns out of this roster. It's going to be just fine.
Because that's going to be a wrinkle, right? You traded away your depth piece at tight end.
I offered him Njoku, okay? I tried to be in a better situation.
Yeah, and now you got Njoku. They're being real hush-hush about what's maybe
he's probably missing time, so I'm probably streaming a tight end for a minute.
They're saying it's probably a high ankle sprain, but the team's being real quiet about it, which will mean about a month.
Keenan Allen exited the game. Keenan Allen exited the game with a heel injury too. Also, so that was nagging him going into the game.
Yep,
you don't like to see that in week one.
Nah, not ideal. It'd be cool just to rest him while I play some Jameson Williams and see where else it goes.
The other guy that I think is promising for you, if I would mention on your bench, Gabe Davis was involved in that game plan.
He was a lot of targets.
He did have a good amount of targets. They seemed to be.
I liked how much attention my team got. Honestly, it is what it is on the points.
I think you got a giant red flag at quarterback now too, because I think Goff's been shown that maybe he shouldn't be the only quarterback on your roster.
I don't know about that.
I do. I think
they ran the ball when they depended on it. There's going to be games where he's going to wing it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's going to score 11 points every week.
I think Jared Goff's going to be the reason I'm in the playoffs, dog.
That's wild.
I think you saw Ford. I think
there was a reason he was ADP to not even as a QB1 all off season.
I hear you.
12-team league.
I hear it.
I think he looked just fine, and they ran the ball into the end zone. That's what happened. Debo, there's your Debo touchdown. Oh no, that's Ayuk. Oh, he didn't
it's not a touchdown either. They definitely hit the turf.
Yeah, Patrick has no idea what he's talking about.
I was watching it in real time. I dropped it. Yeah.
So Cody's team sucks. We can move on to week 2. Yeah. I think we could drop him a couple spots on this list.
Really?
He doesn't need to be in that 2 spot anymore.
Interesting.
I disagree. I think Cody's as much.
Yeah, we're gonna be fine.
I think Cody's got a good team.
Yeah, you would think so
Bijan-
too. You put up 90 points this week too. You both got
Oh,
garbage
man.
teams.
Hey,
This guy
you know
slops
what?
into every
know
goddamn
what?
touchdown this week, and now he's got a big
Exactly.
fucking
Slops
head.
in.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
What the
How do you
fuck is
slop
this?
into 12 touchdowns,
Slopping
boys?
Hey,
into
How do you
12
slop into
easy
12
picks?
touchdowns,
Hey,
boys?
have
You
fun watching.
motherfucker.
Have fun watching Xavier Worthy do absolutely nothing and Jaden Reed get 2
Zero.
points.
I see your wishful thinking and I can appreciate it, but that's all that it is.
Jaden Reed ain't doing shit next week as much
No,
as I
he
wish
ain't.
he would.
He's shitting. Listen to Patrick shit on his own wide receiver
Yeah,
because he's
you're
so
welcome.
biased
No,
by
because
his
Malik
fantasy
Willis can't
football
complete a pass.
nonsense.
Malik Willis can't complete a pass. His life dependent on it. It's gonna be starting quarterback.
Yeah.
We're gonna run the ball. Josh
That's
Jacobs
fine.
will run
I've
the
got
ball.
depth. I just traded for JSN. Are we moving on to the next one then so we can continue
Yeah.
this argument we're having?
JSN.
We could just do mine.
JSN sucks too. Anyway,
Just like the rest of your team, Patrick.
whatever, dude. Let's hear about your stupid bullshit. Let's get it over.
I mean, did you notice that McCaffrey got left in the lineup tonight? I guess he didn't have an option to swap him out this late,
No,
so
he did.
that doesn't really matter much. But the rest of his team also allergic to touchdowns, just like Cody. I think I had hit my 12th touchdown, and he's got 1 across his team, and it was Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon and Devonta Smith looked nice for him. That's about it. Devonta
Yep.
Smith had a good game.
It felt so nice coming into Sunday morning, going to breakfast at the bar, having 71 points already put up.
That's
on
a
my
good
board.
That's
feeling.
wild.
From
Good
what
feeling.
I thought was the weakest, I still think it is the weakest spot on my lineup, my wide receivers.
It is the weakest spot. You're not going to get that much out of Jaden Reed. I mean,
It's a
Jaden
lot
Reed.
weaker now that Jordan Love's never going to be the same. too.
You saying
Yeah.
that I'm not going to put up 169 points every week is a little bit obvious. They're
No.
not going to be putting up 25, 30 points every week, but this is a really good sign for the rest of the season.
Xavier Worthy is just as capable of putting up 0 as he is of putting up the game that he did. He had
true.
2 touches that scored those points. You know what
And
I mean?
as a flex, I love having a guy who can go off for 20 on 4 touches.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I also don't think Aaron Jones is going to do what he did this week every week. He played one of the worst defenses in the league. You know, I think your roster's fine. I also would like to see Ramondre play somebody that's not Cincinnati Bengals.
He got so many touches, though. He was everywhere. They didn't even want to use Gibson.
He had the most yards
They-
after
of course,
contact.
They paid Ramondre.
He had the most yards after contact. The problem with that is he played a bad defense. Yards like after contact are not always the best stat because it means you're getting hit at the line of scrimmage.
Double-edged sword. You're
Yeah.
getting contact early, but you're getting yards after it. So
Yeah, it's true, but I don't think every defense in the world is going to allow that many yards after contact. Is the point that I'm saying?
yeah, I don't
Um,
expect to put up 170 every week.
Little
Some of
bit
these
of
guys are
concern.
gonna shoot.
Little bit of concern for you with the Josh Allen hand injury.
Not even a
Little
little
bit.
bit.
A little bit.
He came back into the game after the injury, and it's his non-throwing hand.
Little
Yeah, I'm not worried about a non-throwing hand
Okay.
quarterback injury like Josh
I
Allen.
mean, the ball security issues maybe, but that's
He took
Okay.
advantage of a shit.
If that
defense.
dude had a club like taped over one of his hands, he'd play. If it wasn't his throwing hand,
He is a
he
game-
was
he is
at
a gamer.
negative pointage, like 5 minutes left in the first half,
How
and
how'd
then
it go
busted
though?
out
Yeah,
busted out a 31-point game.
yeah.
Well, he's
'Cause
like,
that's what he's made of.
well, what happened was he's like, there ain't no fucking way we're losing the Cardinals at home.
No.
You saw that diving touchdown he
Yeah.
had too. Oh,
He's like, I
man.
don't
Yeah.
care if I got to do it.
He's like, this shit ain't
Get on
happening.
board.
QB1
Yeah.
through week
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, well
Uh,
deserved.
You
Well
like the
deserved.
connection. You like the little bit of a connection there with Khalil Shakir too. That might end up being his one. Keon, it's going to be Keon or Khalil. It's one of those two are going to be the
Would be
one.
nice. And I got Khalil Shakir sitting down on my bench.
Yeah. You had a good week, kid. Well done. Anyway,
Sorry, Strozzi. I'm sorry, Strozzi. It had to be you.
let's talk about Erica and the
Alright,
Just
it had to be
Incredibles.
Wait. Before we move on, can we talk about how big of a red flag it might be to Joe Burrow putting up 8 points? Or are we not worried
It's-
about that?
He's also going to do that next week, and then he'll be fine. We talked about this. That's Cincinnati. That's who they are.
You think his fantasy numbers will go up with it, with the success? Or do you think he could be one of those guys that gets
Mhm.
some wins, but maybe not the fantasy numbers?
I think he's going to sling it, and they're going to be fine.
All right, there you go.
I think Joe Burrow's going to be fine. They do this every fucking year.
I don't want
Let's
to
talk
panic
about-
again about Joe Burrow because it feels like I haven't viewed
It's every
history.
year. It's
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
So Erica's team, okay. I mean,
We
a
can
lot
panic
of
about
other-
Christian McCaffrey a second, though, can't we?
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Because like if he's not playing next week, Strozzi's going to be 0-2.
Yeah. Well,
Number
maybe
one pick of the whole draft.
Joe Mixon might carry him, but
Them
he's gotta get
swamp,
someone on the
them
rest of his
swampy
roster.
waters, dog.
That's why the
gotta
first
get
round's
someone
so
on the rest.
nerve wracking, man. Because
Swampy
if you step on a
britches.
landmine, it's loaded. Loaded.
Load them britches, Strozzi. You
Yeah.
got wet ankles, dog.
So the other thing that you got going on is sorry, I was watching something on TV, but Jordan Love getting injured. That's a big loss for Eric, obviously. But there are guys on the waiver wire. There's a few guys you can pick up. One named Mr. Mayfield looked real nice. Doesn't get anything out of Chuba Hubbard. Obviously, they were getting completely butt wrecked by New Orleans. That's the worst team in football, very clearly to me. I would rather have anybody on the Giants than anybody on Carolina.
Yeah.
Save
Yes.
maybe the
Same.
Panthers, but yeah.
Amon-Ra had a down week. He ain't gonna do that every week. Malik Neighbors, okay. Malik Neighbors look good. Problem is Daniel Jones throwing the ball.
We've been talking about that for a while.
He still put up almost 10 points. I'm just telling you.
That's
He's
a
going to get
ceiling.
targeted. It's not a ceiling. He gets in the end zone. We're having a different conversation. Daniel Jones turned the ball over like 4 times, man.
Over under 5.5 touchdowns, Malik Neighbors this year.
Over, for sure. 7, easy. No problem.
Okay.
Anyway, I like Malik Neighbors. He's elite. It doesn't matter. Sam Darnold put up numbers with Justin Jefferson, okay? I mean, if Daniel Jones comes out and is even pedestrian, Malik Neighbors is going to be a thing. He's so good. I'd rather have Malik Neighbors than Marvin Harrison. I might say that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Would you have said that last week?
Ooh, he didn't say that last week.
I've liked Malik Neighbors all offseason. I've been saying it all offseason. You guys know.
I'm only asking how much this decision is on the back of maybe you lowering Marvin Harrison stock, or if it's Malik Neighbors
has
going
to
up.
be that because he took Marvin Harrison literally in the second round. Malik Neighbors was available.
Maples.
Malik Maples was available.
Malik Maples was available in the third round. But
Maple Nipples was available.
Here's the thing. They're going to go back and watch the tape and see how wide open Marvin Harrison was, and that man getting the ball this coming.
Oh, yeah. That picture's been all over the internet today. Just him, arms outstretched like
he's just like, dude, why
4th overall?
Why did I get drafted in the top 5 picks to not get the ball? I dropped 1 pass. Jamar Chase dropped 3, and he had a great year, rookie year. Let's throw me the fucking ball, guys. Let's go.
It's weird they're not force feeding him the ball.
It's ridiculous. They're throwing the ball to a 5'5" Greg Dortch.
Get it out. Get it out.
It's like
we lost him.
Right.
Excuse me.
It's like they psyched themselves out by not using them and having a lead early that they thought they could get away with it. But there's no excuse for that last play. There's no excuse.
I almost had a heart attack. Didn't get Marvin Harris.
All because of Malik Neighbors.
You need to get some water, and you need to reset because your second round draft pick almost killed you just now.
He almost just killed me just now. That was a hard one.
We almost lost Patrick.
We almost lost
to his second round draft pick this year.
If they do not throw the ball to that man, I swear to fucking God, dude.
He'll die.
Anyway,
He'll die.
I might die.
You've seen it.
The rest of Erica's lineup, what I like to see. Sorry about the voice. It'll get better in a minute. Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle had a nice game. Chris Godwin had a nice game. They were both very involved. You like to see that. The rest of her lineup, not great. Got to find an answer at quarterback.
Yeah, welcome to the world of streaming quarterbacks. I bet you she's got a claim in for Baker Mayfield.
One bright spot, she might, maybe. I don't know. One of the bright spots on the bench, Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey seems to be the wide receiver 1 in Los Angeles.
No, wide receiver in Los Angeles doesn't matter. It's about J.K. Dobbins, and that's it. That's what your fantasy value on that offense is.
Hey, I agree.
I'm very happy for J.K. Dobbins, by the way, but did we not see that man beat the defense twice and then get caught from behind because he has no top-end speed anymore?
He's not anymore. He never did.
Oh, go back and watch him at Ohio State, sir.
Oh, God, we're talking about college. beating college
Go back
guys.
and watch him year one with the Ravens.
You should see his high school highlights, dog. I'm telling you what.
You should see his Pee-wee stats, dude. Unbelievable.
I want you to do some hometwork and go back and watch that man before the
I want you to
ACL
move the
injuries
fuck on.
Yeah, I
and
googled it.
watch
Where
him
do we-
break away. Anyway, let's talk about Brent.
Brent, 21 points from his defense, almost saves the day with just that.
That ain't gonna happen more than once. Out of Minnesota's defense.
I heard or I saw the text message about getting rid of defenses, and I would strongly oppose that. Almost
would too.
based off of
I
this
hate
week.
that.
Because if you look
I
at the
hate that.
defenses, there was like 15 defenses that scored into double digits this week.
Yeah.
There
Well,
was-
and
and I
consider the
think-
plays that matter in a football game, and you get defensive touchdowns. That changes outcomes of games. You're going to take that away from the fantasy
Whatever.
relevancy?
I think-
Absolutely not.
I think
That's
this whole
ridiculous.
nonsense we saw with the Ravens, with the offensive line change, with the legal formation, it's going to have huge repercussions. What they say, the average passing yards for a quarterback in the NFL this week was like 200-ish.
200.
The past 2 years, receiving touchdowns, week one has been like 51, 59-ish, and it was in the 30s this week. And I
A
think
lot of
that's going to be a trend that carries through the season.
Yeah, pass rushers are now pass rushers again. Like, you're not trying to beat some guy who's lined up as a fucking tailback who happens to also weigh 330 pounds.
well,
Yep.
two things too that you need to take into note before you get too excited. Every year in the first quarter of the season, the defense has the advantage because offense is more complicated. It's timing based. The defense can come out and look good.
Jake just gave you a week one stat, though.
Yeah, I hear
understand.
you,
I
and you're
know, I heard
right.
you
But
too.
I
I
was,
agree
I
with
was the numbers I was given was week one versus week one versus week one.
So
That's fine.
That seems like
That's
a
fine.
weird,
You got a lot of
we're gonna take
rookies in
that
the league
after
too.
that.
You know what, dude? Whatever.
Mm.
Anyway, I
That's
agree.
why he
with
just
you.
wants to beat Cody.
Exactly. Why I just want to beat Cody. One more Brees Hall touchdown, baby. Let's go.
Hey,
Anyway, fuck this guy. Anyway, Kyler Murray, you know what? Looked all right. Got a little shaky in the second half. Came out, looked good. Second half, a little shaky. He was running the ball.
Probably looks a lot less shaky if he's looking at motherfucking Marvin Harrison Jr., right?
Yeah, that'd be
Probably.
real nice if he could throw him the ball for wide open touchdowns. You know, maybe
Wild.
he got 20
Go
points
back.
rather than 14. That'd be cool.
Wild.
Anyway, Isaiah
And look-
Pacheco had
Dude,
a
David
nice game.
Montgomery looked good, though.
yeah.
He always looks good.
He does, doesn't he? God,
Runs the ball hard.
we're all David Montgomery fans, right? Like,
Yeah.
just as men,
Got him on my dynasty squad. Been a fan
Mhm.
for years. Let's go.
just like the guy.
Left him on my bench. Mistake, but you know, whatever.
Well,
Mm.
Brent made the call last minute to swap in Mason for you. Not that it matters because the game's already locked in, but it does seem to have been the correct decision because
Well, it does matter
He's
'cause
got
you
about
gotta
4
get that.
times the points.
It
It
matters.
does matter because you want to get that jersey.
It matters.
That's
Man.
fair. It matters season long. It doesn't matter week
Yeah.
one. You're right.
Mhm. But you don't want to be giving up points when you get them. And that's exactly what Brent was
Oh,
thinking.
man.
I
I'm
think,
gonna have-
guys,
I'm
if
gonna
I
have such a nice
if I
point,
can
dude.
somehow
You're
somehow
gonna
do
have a
it, it's gonna be a deep J Mud jersey. I want you to know.
Dude, I might go George Kittle. I'm
Dude,
not
you
gonna lie
got
to you.
one touchdown this week. You think you're getting high score team?
No.
way.
I don't think I had a very good beginning, sir. But that first month of fantasy football is always a little.
Defense has the advantage, I heard.
They do have the advantage. Anyway. Yeah, I mean the rest of Brent's lineup, Christian Watson's gonna take a downgrade. You got Rashid Shaheed being involved with the deep shots. He's got depth on this team. Jordan Addison got banged up a little bit. Zach Charbonnet might be more involved, depending on Ken Walker's health. And
How about Justin Fields talking about depth, getting a W on the back of only 12 fantasy points? Doesn't look bad though.
did not
disappointed.
look bad. I think he looked all right. He hit
Disappointed in
George
Atlanta.
Pickens down the field a number of times. You know, Justin Fields looked all right, which is a wild thing to say. And he looked like pretty accurate when he was throwing the ball, which is a huge compliment for a guy like that.
I think the Pittsburgh system is just a little better than Chicago. So I think we'd all agree with that. So maybe some more
Yeah.
discipline has been entered into that man's game. Who knows?
Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches of our generation. I don't care what any of you say. He's a great coach. He's one of the best coaches that's been around in the last 15 years.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to find.
Yeah, it'd be cool if he wasn't a Steeler.
Different opinion about that one
Yeah, I
from
mean,
anybody that
You
knows
imagine,
what
you
the hell
imagine,
they're
you
talking
imagine how
about.
fucking cool he would be if he was like a Raven.
I don't know. I think he's a perfect fit for that football team. But
I didn't say that I thought it was a bad fit for him. I just don't like Pittsburgh.
There you go.
whatever, dude. I'm all right with Pittsburgh.
Fuck
Trying to
Pittsburgh.
come back and ascend. I'm a fan. TJ Watt, man, he's got the Wisconsin ties. It's hard
Yeah,
for me
he's
not
gonna
to
waste
love
his
him.
career in Pittsburgh. That's too bad. He should go
He's
somewhere that's gonna win.
not really wasting it. He's getting paid a lot of money, and he's
He
led the
should
league
go
in
somewhere
sacks the
that'll
last 3 years.
live up to his championship build.
They've been in the playoffs. Anyway,
Have not been a threat to compete for a championship at all.
whatever, dude. Moving on.
The entire time he's been there.
Let's talk about another shit fest.
No.
The last one here, Trish and Luis.
Last one.
Really?
We got two.
No, we don't. This is the last one.
We ain't talked about Allen and Jacoby.
Oh, we
Yeah.
didn't talk about Alan Jacoby. Let's talk about Trish and Luis. We'll end on Alan Jacoby.
Okay.
Caleb Williams looked absolutely awful.
He looked terrible.
Real bad. Comes
The
out
re-
after the game and says the thing that no fantasy owner wants to hear. I don't care about stats.
Hey, dude, we do. And also, your team's going to win. They're playing anybody but Tennessee.
93 passing yards
Yeah, that's really bad.
against Tennessee.
Yeah, it's
Real
really
bad.
bad.
Real bad. Gets a bad
Really
defense.
Really bad.
Bright spots for Trish, though. Derrick Henry's going to have better weeks.
Yeah.
Rashad White is everything in the backfield in Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving got involved a little bit. I don't think that's going to be the case if the game was closer.
I don't either. I think
Yeah.
White's gonna be just fine, and Garrett Wilson looks so good.
He looks fantastic. Slowing down a little
Yes,
bit here
he
in the
does.
second quarter. They got a little throttled there by the San Fran defense. But
But you can already tell he's going to be a lifeline for Aaron Rodgers. Not that
He's-
that's a surprise to many people, but
Garrett
Well, J.K.
Wilson's gonna
Dobbins down there is gonna be, I think, a good pick for as long as he's healthy.
there you
end.
go.
Tony Pollard came out and had a real nice week against a pretty good Chicago defense, too.
I don't think
he had
you're gonna
20
see that
tou-
again.
He had 20 touches.
I don't think he's gonna be that good.
I think he's the clear number one in that backfield.
Might be, but I don't think the production's gonna stand.
I don't know, man. I think he looked all right. 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards a carry. If my
Yeah,
math's
no,
right.
he did look good in week 1. Yeah.
We'll see, man.
You know who did not look good?
Hmm.
Chris Olave.
You're
That
right.
dude was trash. You guys called it. They put up 47 points and he only got 2.1. When is he ever going to get used then?
Derek Carr is not that good. Carolina is just really fucking bad.
Agreed.
Carolina's just the worst defense.
He's
in
not
the
that
league.
good.
He's not that good.
He's just that's the way it is.
Yeah, dude.
Just the way he is.
He's really good at hitting
Just
Alvin
the way
Kamara
it is.
2 yards from the line of scrimmage. He's really good at that. That's
Looking down at that bench spot though, swapping in some Tony Pollard, who looks like the guy in Tennessee. He looks miles ahead of Tajay Spears.
Cody disagrees, but I think Tony Pollard.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna throw him in there. You're gonna take out Chris Olave, and then Trish is gonna be world beaters.
She would have been over 100. I don't know if you call that world beating, but that's a good week. But you got to like what you saw in Nico Collins. Nico Collins in the last few years has roasted Indianapolis. He's got a habit of doing it. He is the one there that was very clear to me, and the way they were attacking the game in the passing game. You just saw
He looked good too.
You saw a game where Indianapolis was getting after CJ Stroud a little bit. They were putting some pressure on him, and so the Texans, like a well-coached football team, decided to run the ball because it was working, and they just fed Joe Mixon. That's not going to happen every week. You're going to see more passing. So I think it's wheels up for Nico Collins. He looked good. That's pretty much all I got to say about Trish's team. I think she's got a fine team. You got to get something out of Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Gotta get something out of Caleb Williams, or else the rest of this thing's gonna tank down.
I mean, she's going to have – I think Dak Prescott's numbers were only so bad or so average because they were just so far ahead so early in the game. They just didn't need it anymore. So I think you could swap him out for Dak Prescott and she won't be.
I think
Yeah.
she's got
It's
a starter
literally
in
her
Dak
namesake.
Prescott.
I don't really understand why she didn't play Dak Prescott to begin with. But
That's how I feel.
I think it's the Cleveland defense, but yeah, the hindsight definitely tells you that's asinine.
Cleveland looked like shit. And also, there was a rumor that came out today that Deshaun Watson is going to be drugged back into court over his sexual abuse scandal. So that team is going to be piloted by
That team
Jameis
is going to be a lot better without Deshaun Watson. And because I've got Amari Cooper on my squad, I would like that to change.
Is
Oh, Jameis
Flacco still the
Winston?
backup? Who's the backup in Cleveland?
Jameis
Still
Winston.
Jameis Winston. I want to see Jameis Winston.
Yeah, gonna wing it. Gonna wing it.
Dude,
tomorrow.
him and Amari Cooper are going to have just fine days ahead of him.
Now he might throw
That's
4
right.
picks, but he's gonna throw 4 touchdowns too. So
We're gonna let it ride, dog.
every game,
Jameis Winston will put that roster in the playoffs, but that switch has got to happen now and not a month from now.
yeah, man.
Deshaun Watson lost it.
Yeah, he did years ago, and he's never getting it back.
He's done,
Never getting it
dude.
back. Deshaun
Speaking of-
Watson's gone.
Speaking of lost it, the guy on Luis's team that put up double digits that looked bad was Josh Jacobs. I want nothing to do with that guy if he's on my team. I'm peddling him to anybody that will buy because I was just watching him opposite. Who was it? Barkley. So I know Barkley's just had a monster day, but those two running backs didn't look like they should be on the same field together.
They're different players, sir. They play the
You
game.
ain't
different.
lying.
I hear you.
Right, yeah.
And outside of a couple meaty runs in the second half by Jacobs, he did nothing.
That's what he does, though. He's an after contact type runner. He's much closer to Ramondre than a Saquon Barkley. He's not a slasher. He never has been. He's a guy that gets 20 carries, and on the course of a game, he wears on a defense and he breaks a few. That's what
I
Josh
hear you.
Jacobs has always
I
been.
just I don't think he's bad, I guess, but compared to the third round draft capital he got taken at and what you need for him to not be a bust, I don't think he's got
For
it.
the next 3-4 weeks, it's going to be all about Josh Jacobs. So I would not trade him. He's gonna get 25 touches a game because they're gonna have to.
Well, he's
Yeah.
not going to trade him because he has zero depth at running back. But if in a world where you did, I would consider it.
I mean, he could improve some of his other positions, or if he likes somebody else better. But like, I think
Who-
Josh Jacobs is gonna be good.
He
Well, he's in
absolutely
trouble
cannot.
because
Look at his next
number one
running
draft
back.
pick is
His third
that?
running back is Ray Davis and Dalvin Cook, guys. He's not getting rid of any of his running backs.
I mean, Achan looked good. But
Achan's going to be a
also-
big deal.
Achan also was a non-participant today with an ankle, so everybody banged up in Miami. Jalen Wright. Anybody? Can I interest you in a Jalen Wright? Anyway, Puka Nakua went on IR today.
Yep.
Gone 4 weeks. Sucks.
Yep.
Horrible news.
First round draft pick.
That's the first landmine.
Second round draft pick. I think he took Achan first, but
No, well, it
was
says
Puka
first round
first.
on here, but it was towards the end. Yeah, he was the 10th
Yeah.
pick of the first round.
He was the first round.
great trade he made. Skunk and Cody giving him the shit that is Keenan Allen, taking Brock Bowers. Nice trade, sir. Well done. Round of applause
Jesus
to the
Christ.
foresight by our young man Lewis.
Good.
Give him a little
Good.
clap.
Good.
Good work, sir.
Mm.
Anyway,
Good
Keenan Allen sucks. Anyway, George Pickens had a nice game. George Pickens, contested catch master. I mean, that guy can go up and snag anything in a 6-foot radius around him. That guy's catching the ball. And he played with some fire in that game too, which I like to see out of him. Because once in a while you see him sleepwalking a little bit, and was not when he was playing Atlanta. So that was cool.
There you go.
Anything else we got for Mr. Luis?
I don't
Lamar
think so.
looked good. Lamar looked good. Lamar was playing with his pants on fire.
Lamar wanted that game so bad. You could
He
tell.
did want it very badly, and unfortunately, he was a toe short.
Did you see the meme that said that's a Deion Sanders touchdown? He's missing a big toe.
Yeah. Hey, lay off Coach Prime. He had a rough week.
Yeah, he did.
Dude,
His son broke.
he's
His
gonna
son
have
broke his arm.
he's gonna have a few rough weeks.
Yeah, they need to fix that offensive
I
line.
think the
dog.
reporters asking him questions is gonna be the least of his problems for the next couple
Mhm.
weeks.
He might be hard to find this week. Ooh, did it. All right, anyway. Let's do he said we ain't hard to find, dude. Come on, man. It's one of
Oh
his best
yeah, he'll
quotes.
be easy to find. It'll be easy
Yeah.
to find.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little hard to find this week. But anyway, King
Did it.
Taylor over Jacoby. Maybe. It ain't over yet. We got 24 points. that
Oh,
Debo
that's true.
Kittle got
That's
to put on the
true.
board. That's
He
possible.
needs some magic though, because this window's closing tight.
It is.
Yeah, and the game script is making it look like that's not in his favor
Yeah.
right now.
Most likely, Allen's going to pull off the W here.
You know what the big problem is for Jacoby on his team
All of
that
it.
I see
He didn't
here?
draft it.
Well, that number one. Hollywood Brown being out. You'd like to see him get back in and be able to stack with Patty.
No rush.
Javonte Williams is the RB2 in Denver. He got out-touched and out-snapped by Jaleel McLaughlin.
Give Juszczyk a touchdown, please. I think I took a 20 on him getting a touchdown.
There you go.
No, I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I don't think I
Look
did.
how many
damn it.
people.
I think I thought about it.
Look how
You know
many
what I mean?
people in Jacoby's lineup were involved in tonight's game. And outside of Debo and George, none of them are doing anything. Elijah Mitchell on the IR. Brock Purdy's been meh. Mike Williams hasn't touched the ball for the Jets.
If Kittle or Debo get in the end zone right here, it's game on. It's game on, dude. He could come back and do it if one of them two gets in the end
Yeah,
zone.
it's possible. He needs that though. He needs that.
I didn't think about this, but since Debo scored and that McCaffrey leg got voided, even though it'd be small money now, whether the Niners win or the Jets win, I'm gonna at least get my money back that I bet on this on all my different things for this game.
Quentin Williams, that wasn't even him, but Jets D line looks good. They need to keep him out right here if they want this game to stay competitive because their offense has gotten stifled.
It's true, and they're gonna have to open it up, and they're gonna get Aaron Rodgers hit. And I'm not here for seeing Aaron Rodgers get hit as much as I am here for an open Jets offense. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see it.
Let's see Garrett Wilson do some things, dude. That's what I want to see. Allen clearly massively buoyed this week by Mr. Saquon, just having a freaking day, dude. Jordan Mason gets in the end zone.
Now if Garrett Wilson gets in the end zone, I win 580. Let's go.
That's gonna happen.
Let's go. That's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson's gonna happen, right?
Has to.
Fred Mason was the weird one. I'm like, I don't know.
Brad gets another one.
I was all about Mason. As soon as I heard CMC was out, I bet him everywhere.
Brad gets another one.
But anyway, Allen, his team did solid. He can get rid of Christian Kirk and put Brian Thomas in because Brian Thomas
looked like a stud.
Fantastic. He was giving Jalen Ramsey the work. The highest paid corner in the league, by the way, was giving him the rope-a-dope as a rookie. that shows you what's up when you're a rookie and you're doing that to a top flight corner. He looked nice. That catch he had in the back of the end zone where he's running a deep out on the border of the end zone, smoothly catches it, taps the toes in. That's a pro play right there. He looked good, man.
It looked effortless.
I liked what I saw out of him. Brian Thomas can be good. Otherwise, I mean, out of Allen, CJ Stroud had a fine performance. Tank Dell was somewhat involved. Travis Kelce, we already talked about the tight ends having down weeks. Two of his defenses going nuts. Would have got a few more points by betting on Dallas, but New Orleans is butt wrecked Carolina, so he got the points out of that anyway. Not really much else to say there necessarily,
Nope.
Nah.
I think that's about it for me.
Want to talk about some upcoming matchups next week?
Yeah,
else?
we can do that real quick. Then
Let's get out of here. What are you talking about? Let's get the fuck.
Yeah, I want to watch some of this game. Oh,
talk about these.
No. Hold on.
This early in the season, it doesn't really matter because we're just going to be guessing anyway.
Fuck it.
But I got.
Let's get out of here.
What's up next week?
But you two play each other next week.
Yeah.
Sweet, because Patrick's never beaten me. I love that.
It's gonna be
I gotta write this ship and put him at 0-2.
You want to see the dance I'm gonna do on this podcast when we fucking boathouse?
You say this every
year.
Wait,
hypothetically, how much dancing will you be doing if you win 88-86?
I don't even give a shit.
All the dancing.
If we beat them, we're dancing.
It won't matter, dude. It could be 64-59. He'd be doing a shake.
I'm gonna be on this podcast in my bungee suit doing the belly roll. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna be going on.
I don't know what that means. You said
we're gonna find out.
We're not gonna
You are
find out
find
because he's never beaten me.
We will beat
find
you.
out.
Anyway,
I hope you tie. I hope you fuckers tie.
Don't you dare. Don't
You would. You would hope that.
It's the only,
fucking-
that's the only way I can
fucking
not pick a
psychopath.
side, and
It's
neither
over.
one of you wins. It's great.
Hey, you ruined it.
Been sitting,
You ruined a fun
motherfucker.
moment. You ruined a fun moment.
I created one for me.
No, you ruined a fun moment. I think I'm gonna get out of here now.
Yeah, you ruined a fun moment.
Do you want to quit now? Is there better things you could be
Hey,
doing?
I do want to
Patrick,
quit, but I won't.
That's good. That's good because failure's in the flavor.
It was never the flavor. You know who I am. Come on now.
Nothing. Let's get out of here. Patty,
we're outta here.
fucking
We're out.
do your dynasty shit because it's Big 12 championship time, baby.
I'll do my dynasty